This is Zerb, and we are going to take a look at the new Cities Skylines Sunset Harbor and Modern Japan DLCs. Blah blah da, da, da. Do you wish? Yes, 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 yes. I remember having this. So, of course, we have a little overview when we start. The young and the old apparently get more perks, as well as some new mass transit and a new fishing industry. Since we want to do this as a vanilla playthrough, we need to disable these. Even though I would really, really like to see what the maps look like with 81 tiles, but there will be time for that later. So, which ones are the new ones? There. Azure Gulf, Crater Falls, Desert Oasis, Fishing Enclave. I wonder what we can do there. And swamplands for people like me who don't really like people. Ha ha ha. Build something out in a swamp with 2 alligators in the front yard. So I think Desert Oasis, it's kind of counterproductive to fishing. Let's go with the Azure Gulf. I think this is probably going to be the most balanced of the maps overall. And what will we call this place? Fishburg. I remember I actually wanted to keep the loading screen mod active so I could see how much extra resources this took up. Oh well, too late. Yeah, loading screens are, as everybody who's played City Skylines know, a very, very nice part of the I want to play experience. Even on a pretty beastie machine, running it off of an SSD, it can take a few minutes to load. So I'll just crack open a beer, and yeah, probably be a good time for you to do something similar. Cheers. And I do plan to make this into a, so to speak, streamed build series. So basically, I'm going to build this city on Twitch in vanilla. Although I may eventually start working with a traffic manager mod and or the 81 tiles mod. Maybe electric roads. But I think if I'm gonna go that far, then I may as well just go for a full modded, and that's not really the point. I want to do this in vanilla so that console players also have, yeah, they can at least do something similar and know that, yeah, this will actually work without me totally wrecking my traffic and who knows what. Although wrecking traffic is something I'm actually pretty good at. That's not to say I generally have traffic problems. I normally can get the traffic decently well, but yeah, every so often I'll build something and oops, that didn't work. Or it worked, but Houston, we have a problem. There was the short hang. So we should be in-game relatively soon. This is actually loading from an external SSD. So it's not as fast as if it were on your NVM. I just don't... Actually, this is an NVM, but it's external, so... And supposedly the pause on load mod is now a core game thing, and that appears to be the case. Yeah, it is paused. So, what are we... Oh, this is... This is cute. I like this. Got this one highway coming in. I don't like where it's coming in. So, what do we want to build? I think we'll want to try to put our commercial area generally here. I think that's also going to play well with like fish markets and stuff like that. I have watched one or two short videos just explaining the content that will be coming in. So I'm not completely jumping into this blind, so I am kind of looking at that as, yeah, there's probably fish in this river. I get a weird feeling. The question is, okay, but first off, we need to, of course, there, and goodbye. So, now, how do we want to do this? If I put commercial over here, yeah, that would work. That would work. Try putting our commercial over here, industry, water supply, things like that. In fact, that's actually a good idea. What rate? Oh yeah, that's right. We already... This, for example, is one of the new things. What you can do if you don't have access to water, you always had the opportunity to use these water towers to pump water out of the ground. And they actually have a bigger one now, exactly. But getting rid of the wastewater was always a problem. You were generally like digging holes and trenches and canals and yeah, pooptopia, I think, is a word that you could use for that. I, that may be patented or trademarked by somebody, some other streamer. I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. I saw a stream a few years ago. But yeah, to get back to that, this inland water treatment plant, what it does, it actually pumps your wastewater, yeah, basically straight into the ground. I don't know what the story is with ground pollution around it. It actually says that. Wait a sec, maybe I should just read. Drains the water, and the plant's surroundings will be affected by ground pollution. I have a feeling there's probably an eco version of that. Yeah, exactly. Here we have the eco inland water, but it will still be affected by ground pollution, probably just less. And of course, we still have our tank reservoirs, our pumping services, all the other stuff that you, yeah, get. So, do I want to build a roundabout straight off now? I honestly don't. Do I have any? Yeah, that's right. I don't have any modded roads. That's not an issue. 6-lane one-way, that's still going a little bit too far. So, okay, then we'll just start off with, thank you. So, yeah, I think Something like this, maybe? And of course, we want the way back as well. That's close enough. They can actually spread out. That's not too bad. It's actually a reasonably good idea now that I think about it. Although there's no real reason to connect these that way. It might, however, be prudent to connect them that way just in case. I could still take that out later if I need to. So, exactly, first things first, let's get water up. Water goes that way, okay. Can I get to water somewhere over here? Yeah, maybe? So close. Okay, then we'll drop that right here. Obviously, we need wastewater somewhere. Thankfully, this is all going that way. So, yeah, I guess we'll... Or do we want to go straight? What does that cost? 2.5? 2.5. They cost the same. You know what? I'm going to go straight for that inland drain facility. And, yeah. Okay. Then we get this started. An industrial area. Do I still have freeform on? Yes, I do. Don't really want that right now. So, and then we'll put a beginnings of a commercial area over here. And we'll start off with maybe this residential block. I'm not the kind of person. Yeah, there are a few different types of city skylines players. Some people will spend hours mapping out the whole thing in their head, and they have a standard way of doing things. I think the battery is something one streamer is known for. I generally just freeform it. I do whatever seems to come naturally, so to speak, to the area, or rather the scenario. So my cities tend to look wacky. I think that's the proper word. Do I already have the eco? What does that cost? 4,000. I really don't want to spend that yet, and this is going to go in the industrial area anyway, so probably gonna end up using a coal power plant within minutes. But yeah, water pipes. So okay, we're already running out of cash, so this would probably be a really good time to run some power lines. I'm not a fan of running those right through there, but I don't really have much of a choice right now. Because if I don't start zoning and getting some people to come in, this is going to go horribly wrong very fast. I may have actually gone too big. I may have just pooched myself. In fact, what I need to do is actually kind of semi-finish this before we completely run out of money. Just at least get some extra roads going. Okay, we actually have water for the entire residential. That's actually great. So that is us. Oh, this is going to get. Ugh. Yeah, I think I may have built too much, too fast. So we're going to go completely nuts here on residential. And hope it just fills up really, really fast. That doesn't need to be residential, and that doesn't either. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh boy, I can't believe it. Well, I did say watch me fail, so I can't say I promised too much. Yeah, but I think we can cut this curve. In fact, exactly, let's get some... Does that have water? Oh, yes it does, thank you. Does it have power? No, it doesn't. Cut from... Oh shit, not enough money. Then we'll actually plop our first commercial down over here where it can already get power. And we'll put some industry in there where it also can already get power. This is not really the way I wanted this to run, but I think we can make it work. What industry has no water? Why does industry have no water? Oh, Scheiben cluster. Okay, then, I'm sorry, then you will have to move your wonderful new company. Actually, that's not going to work either. I think I have water up here, right? Yeah. Okay, whew. Come on, people. Move in, move in, move in. Zerb needs money. Why are so few people moving in? Come on. Don't bankrupt me in the first week. Come on. You're better than this. I'm better than this. Come on, people. We've got this. Uh-oh. Running out of power. Not good. I should have built a coal plant. Milestones. When do we get 400? Oh, this is going to hurt. Because I don't have... Yes, I do. I can budget more power. I hope that works. Long enough. Come on, 50 more people. You can do this. I built too large. But I think we made it. Come on. One more. Yes, okay. Whew, that was close. I can't believe I almost failed at becoming a little hand. Okay, we can't afford... We do have loans though, right? Yes, thank you, please. I hate taking loans, but yeah, right now that's a very, very good idea. Yeah, coal power plant, please. Just stop that problem completely. Oh, we already get taxes. Oh, that's beautiful. Normally we don't get those till one later, or we used to not get those until one later, I think. Is this still running? Oops, that wasn't on purpose. Sorry about that. But yeah, now we have power. Water, I think we have for forever and a day anyway, right? Yeah, now we can start actually building a city. Leave this running on slow. Oh. I cannot believe I almost screwed the pooch there. So, now exactly that is all connected up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this a little bit differently. That's no problem, they get it from there. Reconnect those power lines. This is obviously not spreading over. Then again, how's it going to? They're not connected yet up here. We need more growth for that to happen. So now we just let it run a little bit. Drink a beer. This road is obviously going to eventually be upgraded to 4 or a 6 lane. Probably a 4. That's right, I don't have 4-lane one-way roads. Or do I have the small 4-lane one-way roads? It's been so long since I've played without the network mods. I don't think we have the small, heavy roads, the asymmetrical stuff. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Because I've been playing so much with the network mods and the traffic manager that I may have forgotten how to get this running properly. Oh, I forgot trash services. That's right. We may want a landfill. That should cover everything. And while we're at it, no we won't. And no we won't. But I think this is going to be a cute little city. Ah, it's a worthy village already. It's just that first milestone that was really causing us problems. So what do we have now? Forestry, agriculture, but we don't have any real... None of the new industries opened up yet, but I'm sure that's going to happen sooner or later. So, but what we can now do is add a fire department, because for some mysterious reason, as soon as you can add a fire department, if you don't, you immediately get yeah, deal-breaking fires. In fact, I think, but then it can't make it to the industrial area. Can't make it to okay, we're going to need a second fire department eventually. Yeah, I think I'll just put it in residential. I don't really have much... Did I make that a one-way road? Why? Much better. And now they can get at least part of the industrial area. Unfortunately, the part where nobody is. But yeah, better than nothing. And while we're at it, let's see if we can't get community school or an elementary school in here somewhere. This is not going to be... Wait a second, can I add walking? No, I cannot add walking paths yet. What do I need to get for that? 1300, okay, that's doable. Then, you know what, I'll put it there, and we'll create a walk. This is residential anyway. I can actually just connect these roads and be done with it. Don't worry about that. I mean, of course, yeah, grids are... I'm not even really a fan of grids, but sometimes they just happen. In fact, I'll make that an access road, and while I'm already at it, just add some ways for them to get through without going completely AWOL over everything. So got fire. Don't have enough money for police. think we can actually speed this up again. So now we have some commercial demand. Don't we still have commercial zoned? Yeah, we still have commercial zoned. So what's with the demand? And it's not like I see a problem. I was planning on putting commercial there anyway. Industry can take up some more room. There. That should be enough for... Oh. Why did I not have that zoned? Interesting. And now the water pipes come back to bite me. Haha. I knew I was forgetting something. So, got that sorted. In fact, while we're at it, I'm not necessarily looking for efficiency, I'm looking for coverage. Now that's growing again. What's the story on power? We're probably going to need a new power plant soon. Not that far off. Sewage and water are doing fine. Of course, you've got crime. What would a city be without crime? Oh, 10,000. We need to wait a bit for that. There's the industry tab. And next milestone will open up the fishing industry. And next milestone will also... We don't have a police station and that went away? Did I just see that right? Interesting. We do have to play a bit of a waiting game now. There's not really much we can do effectively. Scroll around, look at the map. Oh, this is a really, really nice map. Close, please. That nice intersection there. I think we can build a city from this. Maybe have this basically as the kind of the main city island, and then have communities outlying. In fact, let's slow this down for a second and check what's the story on natural resources. We can have some forestry over here, some farming over here, some oil, some of it's offshore, some ore up here. Nice that we haven't dug into that yet and that it's still reasonably far away from our residential area. But I'm sure there's probably a tab for fish here somewhere as well. I'm sure there's a tab for fish somewhere. Out there. It's only what? 200 more people or something like that. Let's just see what happens. No need to be impatient. I'm gonna be here for another 2 hours. And this city is gonna be slowly growing over the next few days. And yes, now we have unlocked the fishing industry. And of course parks and all the other stuff that you normally unlock at a tiny town. Landscaping, wonderful. That gives me the paths and the things I wanted. Ah, yeah, those are the industry policies. Anything else particularly new? Okay, the fishing route, of course, with the fishing boats and whatever. Of course, all the park stuff. The Paradox Plaza. Yay, I logged in. Ah, there, the fish market, the fishing harbor. And we get the warehouse yard, but I don't think that's gonna do us any good yet. Okay, so we slow this down now a bit. Now we have a little bit of money. Exactly, first things first. Where are the police? And almost more importantly, that's interesting. If I put it here, I can only get there. If I put it here, it can reach the entire... Ah, yeah. I don't have to understand how that works, but okay. Did I actually plop a school already? That was the elementary school. Yeah, that's there. And how's the coverage on that? Did that improve significantly? Not really. So we're gonna need a second one over here eventually. That's right, medical clinic. We did not have medicine for our people. That's one of those things that is generally a good idea. Healthy people generally pay more taxes than dead people. So what did we on? Ah, yeah, that's the parks and leisure and what? Panda sanctuary. That's probably part. Ah, no, that's right. That's part of another DLC that was, who knows when. I think most of the Modern Japan DLC are unique buildings, although there was, if I remember correctly, a hospital in some way, shape, or form. Let me check. Crematorium, cemetery, elder care, hospital. No, general hospital. Yeah, these appear to be, or this one specifically appears to be from the Modern Japan pack. Okay, now let's get over here and take a look at the whole fishing industry thing. Ah, you click on fish and you'll get sea fish. So what do we have here? We have shellfish here, we have salmon here, we have anchovies here, tuna. Why is tuna in the rivers? What self-respecting tuna fish would live in a river? And then again, the salmon's in the ocean, so... Although salmon in the ocean, that's not completely... But tuna fish in the river? Seriously? Okay. I'm not sure I want to live on this planet anymore. Yeah. So, what we'll do now... I'm not gonna go that... If I go that way... It kind of self-presents itself, so... And we do have landscaping now, so I think we can key this up, right? Paths aren't going to do us any good. Natural disasters probably aren't what we're looking for either. We do want to freeform that, although we may not have to. Shoreline required. Blah. In fact, wait a sec, let's not freeform it. Yeah, and just run it straight like that. Boom. Problem solved. And then we'll run a road. Well, wait a sec. We'll look at these first. Make sure they don't. Almost like I expected it. So, and most of the things in City Skylines are more or less self-explanatory. Like, for example, here you need a fishing route. And you draw that, yeah, with the normal. Yeah, just with your standard 1A road drawing system. And now that should be sending out. Oh, we may want to connect that to the road to something that generally ends up being a good idea. In fact, wait a sec. How many of these? It's not a unique building. We can't build the fish market because it costs 15,000. Do I want to take another loan? Actually, this is the good loan, so to speak. This is the one that you just get forever to pay it back. No, this is not the good loan. Or? Yeah, yeah, good in the sense of low weekly costs. Exactly. That's the way that was meant. And you know what? If we've already taken that, then we'll drop that one. And then we'll put the fish market. So in such a place that the noise pollution doesn't affect residential, but the yoo-hoo factor does. So that would be right there then. You know what? I think I'm going to de-one-wayitize the main roads. Because we don't really have the kind of traffic that we really need to worry about that. And oh, that does look cute. That looks really nice. Of course, parked cars everywhere. They are not traffic, as we know. But they always look like traffic. They always make you think, oh god. And so I get a feeling police and emergency should have better coverage now. That looks better. Fire, still can't get quite up there, but overall still better. So, and let's watch what happens here now. Does this guy send out fishing boats, or multiple oh yeah. Power, water. Welcome to the 21st century, where people immediately die when they're not connected to utilities. And you know what? Just to make sure we're not stealing anyone else's build space, There, you got power, you got water. Let's follow this guy. Oh, he's collecting quite a bit. That's going pretty fast. Speed this up a little bit. No, 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 no. That's not what I wanted to do. I think that route can be a lot shorter. Because he's like halfway done and he's completely full. Whoa, dude, what the? Where'd you get the hyperdrive? Because, I mean, if they're filling up that fast, then it's kind of pointless to have them run that huge amount of unnecessary distance. Let's look at this guy. This is the one, the first one on the new route. And they're still already done by here. Wow. Also, that's a boat. I can't delete that. Or, I probably wouldn't even want to. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to do this. What you're basically gonna have to do is set up like one harbor for every type of fish you want to catch, which isn't necessarily a problem. Oh god, I hate that curve. Somebody please do something about that. Like, maybe go out here, let them catch a bit more shellfish. Looks a lot better. Let's see what happens now. So, first new one. Immediately cuts over here. Yeah, I think he's still gonna get 100% full before he turns around. Or before he gets back. Or did I just cut it a little bit too short now? Nah, dude, that's perfect length even. They get 100% literally right before. Aw. Ultimate efficiency. Now that's nice. That's sexy. We have one fish market. We probably don't need a second one yet, but another fishing harbor is definitely something that cannot be a bad idea. I may not be able to connect those with roads, though, if they're that close together. Dumbass meter says it works. you guys will just... they can't trawl too far in that direction. Or I won't be able to put in another harbor, but they can go out here and grab lots and lots. It's actually a slightly larger route. That's probably going to be less efficient, but I think I can live with that. I saw space already occupied by, yeah, by that trawl. Then what I'll do... Because what I do already know for a fact, haha, not totally noob and not for once, is that you unlock the larger fishing harbors and such by by catching fish. It's as simple as that. You have to catch fish, and so obviously more harbors means more fish. That means faster progression. At least that's the idea. Will that actually work? We're about to find out. Well, not now, but and seriously, I need to set up different music. This is while I do generally like the in-game music, that's just the thank you. Much
Hey there, friends.
Much
Today
better.
I've been thinking about weather. That cozy feeling.
Oh yeah,
you get when the
this
world
is that
outside
guru
is softened
guy.
by
Yeah.
rain, and all the sounds just blur together under the gentle drumming of the clouds.
I'll let him
That's
talk.
what we're all about here at the Deep Focus channel. But you know, sometimes you can get lost in that kind of mood. Stay inside and hide from the gray skies. To all of you out there caught in the rain, remember you'll have fresh growth before too long.
And as you can see, these trawler paths, they can overlap, so that's not an issue. You don't have to worry about like height levels and things like that. You just have to worry about actually, being able to cut the curve in this particular case. Let's see just how stupidly many fishing boats wind up out here. And I think you can see the route efficiency. Yeah, you can see that here as well. Not showing up here yet because, of course, they haven't actually had someone come in yet. But yeah, I get a strange feeling there aren't going to be many fish in this river in a very, very short period of time. Or there's going to be nothing left but anchovies, and it's going to be Zoidberg's paradise. Oh, but that does look... It's just total chaos on the water. Well, not total chaos, but... What's the story on delivery trucks? Exactly, and then they slowly fill up with fish. And I assume when they're full, they push out a freight truck. So here we have a 97% efficiency, here we have 100. Here we have no power? How did that work? Probably just out in general, right? Yeah. Oh, that's residential. Just wondering, like, what happened? Where did everything go? The second coal power plant should solve that. Yeah. 100%, 100%, 100%. So this one has 97%. So let's just lengthen their route a wee hair. And I'm really talking just a hair. Oh, that does really look cute. All those fishing boats out there. In the market, what's the story here? They have not sold a single fish. Now this is a very effective market. Let's just let this run a little bit. In fact, you know what? We'll put some basic commercial between them. Ah, there's the first fishy truckie. What does that say? It says fish delivery on the side. And where's he headed? He's headed to the fish market. Very nice, very nice. A good fisherman you are. Or rather, truck driver. Ah, and now they're coming in greater numbers. I do hope I don't flood my city with fish. But it doesn't look... Exporting directly already? Okay, that's nice. But it doesn't look like they're going to be causing that insanely much traffic. So I think we're going to be good. Oh, boom. Just went boom. Sip a beer. And if we're already going to go boom, then yeah. And just so Twitch doesn't mute my stream, this music is the in-game music. This is not any sort of copyrighted music. Well, it's obviously copyrighted by the game developers, but it belongs to the game I'm playing. So please do not mute my video because there's copyrighted music in it. We'll talk about my own copyrighted music at a later date. So, exactly so. Now I've lit up, and where are we now? We're in a boom town. We actually still have more or less everything, although, are they complaining for anything at this point? I'm thinking, let's take a look at our unemployment numbers. Where are those? Under population, I think. Unemployment is good. We only have 2,000 people. And we still have more than enough room to build. Some of the industry buildings are interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this one before, for example. And I completely disabled all mods. I think even on the stream. Nice. I do like the look of this. This looks more reasonable, I will say, especially this one here with these huge nitrogen and oxygen and whatever tanks in the back. What are they making? They're probably making... Really? A box factory. This... Okay. I'm done. Garments limited that fits. What are these guys selling? Ready to wear, yeah. What do you... Frank's Fish Stick Factory. Really? Okay. If you think that's a good way to make fish sticks, obviously some molecular gastronomy going on there on a level that I'm not sure I want to understand. So let's yeah, Frank, thanks for showing us around. I will not be coming back. So where were we? Do we have offices already? No, we don't, because that's what I think I'm going to do here in the central area. So mostly offices. Because it gives because it gives a nice contrast, and two, because it doesn't actually cause any sort of traffic issues. So, exactly. Let's see what the story is on garbage. We can put in a recycling center, and I think I will want to do that already, just as kind of a provisional measure, just to make sure things don't get out of hand, especially as that landfill fills up. So other industries we can... okay, I have to, yeah. No brainer there, I have to create an industry area for those. But I get a feeling we're gonna get the fish... Oh! We already have the fish factory, then... That's just awesome. We'll put the fish factory. We'll actually drop that right... Right? You know what? Will that... Yeah, I think that'll fit there. I've got an idea. Create a little extra road for the fish factory with its own warehouse. Beautiful. Make the fish factory kind of an attraction. A reason to come into our city. As if anybody would want to come in here for any reason. Well, I'm sorry, dude, but you are going to lose. And now we set that to commercial zones, because if I remember correctly, exactly, it takes fish and it turns it into commercial zones goods. Without needing an extra industry area or anything like that. So this is basically, this is probably basically just going to be our first fish factory. There are probably going to be a whole slew of imitators. But this is going to be Zoidberg's anchovies. Zoidberg's gourmet anchovies. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right. So expect there to be no anchovies in this river within about a week. Futurama fans will know exactly what I mean. If not, you really missed out on an awesome series. So, and how are they doing here so far? All working reasonably well. This was the 97. Yeah, he's now one of the 100%. Welcome to the club. God, that does... just looks nice and serene also. Exactly, that's right. We got new mass transit options with this DLC as well. Well, so much for that. 4,200 unlocks the trolley buses. And they have, what they did also add, which is really nice, is a whole bunch of transport hubs. And also what they did by doing that is they consolidated things like the multi-platform train station, which has a metro station under it. They consolidated this over here as well. So as soon as you want something where two different types of public transport go to, you're actually going to go here to the public transport hubs and not have to search through a monorail and bus and blah until you eventually find the hub that you were actually looking for. So that's nice. Oh, 2,300 people. Taxes at 13%. I used to always run 12%, but a few weeks ago somebody said, hey, 13% works too, but don't ever go over, and yeah, it actually seems to be working just fine. I don't seem to be losing influx. I'm definitely not losing income, obviously, with 1% higher taxes, and overall, just seems to be a serene little fishing town with a very dirty industrial area. 13 workspaces already filled. I can only assume as we start to farm or catch more fish that Zoidberg will be doing more and more. I mean, this is probably filling up with commercial zones goods already. It's actually already half full, which is surprising. Although they may have imported. May have. The way I know my Sims, they probably did. Oh, and we're getting some residential demand, which is understandable, seeing as this is, yeah, slowly but surely getting too small. So we'll just extend the baseball or whatever weird pseudo polygon I've created here. Oh, that was actually a cool idea.
Carb up with yakisoba, the noodle masters. No matter what stage of life you're in, we have the perfect noodles for you. From birthday noodles to wedding noodles, all the way to those most final of noodles. Every occasion has a noodle at yakisoba, so experience something different. Yakisoba. It literally means
build something
fried noodles.
Non-gridded.
The radio waves of my canvas.
We can connect to. I don't like four-way crossings at all.
With deep focus channel.
But we do have some. Screw it. And again, it's a residential area, so it's not a massive traffic issue. Generally, though, if I were to go with high density, it probably would be one, or become one at least. And of course, as usual, I'm in the beginning setting myself up for failure by completely disregarding the rules of road hierarchy, or if anything, using... Why is that already occupied? What are you talking about? Because you normally want your arterial roads and your auxiliary and your collector roads and then your local roads, and yeah, there may be some instinctive road hierarchy going on, I'll say. but I don't think I'm actually paying attention to it, even though I probably should be. Although again, this is just going to be an expansion of the residential area, so I don't really see a huge issue there. Excellent. Now demand is starting to go down, because what you don't want to do is zone, at least that's my impression, is zone industrial, residential when you have a large demand for residential. Because what that actually does, that helps you to generate what are called death waves, where your city just suddenly starts stagnating every few years because you have thousands and thousands of people dying at the same time. You can zone large amounts of residential at the same time. That in itself isn't necessarily an issue. You just don't want to necessarily do it when everybody's 18 and trying to move out, because the problem is their grandparents' homes are actually going to empty pretty soon, so to speak. That's right, we do have post office. That would probably be a nice thing to add right now. That's under transport, if I remember right. That's taxis. We don't need taxis. Mail. Oh, that's nice coverage. That's reasonable. That'll cover the entire area down there once it gets built up a little bit. Yeah, and now it's telling me about some of the newer things we have, which are the Child Health Center that I, of course, cannot afford. Although income is going up, so... Or not going up, but it is positive, so... It's basically just a matter of time. And of course we can shorten that time. That was a click too many. Oh, do I have disasters on? That's right. That might be something to check, just in case. No, I don't have disasters on. For right now, I actually think that's a good idea. But I'm not going to use day-night because we are basically in a build phase. Exactly. Now we can hook this up to the water. Well, now that'll be sorted once we actually start letting people move in there. And in fact, we can do small amounts. Like, say, this block. And then when that fills up, we can do another block. When that fills up, we can do another block. While we're at it, we'll add a little bit more commercial along this beautiful little waterfront. Sell your fish. Sell everyone your fish. We may add a second fish market up there as well, depending on what the numbers look like for that in the long term. No, we don't want new land yet. We don't need new land yet. I mean, come on. It'd be nice, but not. What is their problem? What are you talking about? Not enough fish? You're kidding me. Not enough fish. Okay. I think that's a problem we can solve. Oh yes, it is most definitely a problem we can solve. Because we have, I don't know if you saw that, we've actually unlocked access to some upgraded harbors. And I think these send out larger fish boats as well. But you have to you want to, how do I say? You want to make sure that they're actually fishing, well, yeah, what they're specialized for. Like, for example, if you don't want to run an anchovy trawler here through the shellfish because it's pointless. The salmon might actually present us with a problem. Let's just see. Let's key this up and that's. I can leave it. I can leave that. I could have curved it, but what the hell? So where are we again? Now here was Anchovy Fishing Harbor. Put that there, and we'll put this Salmon Harbor nowhere because we can't afford it. Okay, that's good to know. But anchovies, as you can see, should not present any sort of issue. This should be like Zoidberg's absolute favorite company to work with for the foreseeable future. Does it have water? Does it have power? No, it doesn't have water. It will have power. Just extend that out there already. Oh, it might need a road as well. That's generally a nice thing to have. Sorry about your business, but progress. All in the name of progress. We need anchovies. So let's do what? I thought I just set that up. Huh? Am I dumb? I'm just assuming I don't have to understand what went wrong there. I'll send out those larger boats. Let's see what happens with one of those. It's a story. Oh, they fill up really fast too. I don't think he's going to need anywhere near the route he has. Although, yeah, that route is too long. So, go to the route tool. Which one was that? Oh, Jesus. What was this one? Yeah. Why did I take that through the salmon anyway? It's completely pointless. He's already 100% full at that point, so you might as well shorten it even more. Yeah. Exactly, and then we'll put it over here. Not a fan of that bend, but it's almost as if everybody's routes are a bit too long. So, and the salmon fishing harbor costs exactly what I have. Wonderful. And we'll just send them. Oh, this is actually a great place for the salmon fishing harbor, because you can just scour here and then come right back. my god, they can go under those? That's awesome. Now this is going to be the... that's cutting a little bit too close. So you come out here to the anchovies for a second and then exactly cut around back through here. And just go straight to the harbor. Who cares? As long as you get your salmon.
The wait is over. It's finally
Okay,
here.
we need to
Friday night chili
alter
bowling
that
at
route a
Andy's
little bit
Bowling
because
Alley.
that's
Every Friday
you're
night,
just not
anyone who buys at least 2
catching
games
enough.
of bowling gets a free bowl of chili. So don't wait. Book a lane now. Due to recent incidents, the chili will only be distributed at the end of your visit. That way you can enjoy it wherever you want. In a park, at home, or on a construction site. In the meantime, you'll have all the fun that bowling can provide. So come on back and be reminded that you're not actually that good at bowling. Andy's Bowling Alley.
No. Do not want to delete that.
What's up, y'all? It's your
Okay.
host, Deep Thought.
And the
coming back
salmon
into the
are
thought of
generally...
wherever you are and whatever you're doing, pause for a second. Take in your surroundings. You can't stop to savor every moment, but if you're not careful,
in the coastal waters,
before
so...
you even realize,
Well,
gather
actually
yourself
do.
in this moment and let the feeling be sweeter still, along with the sound.
Let him zip around over here. Oh, come on. Okay, that's too much of a good thing. Just trawl your way here to insanity. Alright. This is not working the way I want. Yeah, now we're getting there. There, through salmon-infested waters. That should work better. What? Somebody's actually on my stream? Hello, hello. So, now let's see what this looks like. If this runs, if they get more salmon or if they end up wasting nothing but time. Okay, that doesn't really look to be being like it's... Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna send them in a ring around the whole thing. I think that's... everything else is just pointless. Because anchovies and shellfish, yeah, you can figure out where they are, but the salmon, they actually move. They actually migrate. I think it's really cool, actually, that seems to be a thing. So, am I deleting the right route here? I want to kill off Zoidberg's anchovies. So, and now we'll take it from here and just go. I can't even get out that far. Now that sucks. Okay, then we'll just have them just trawl across. Basically straight across. Just take what you can and yoo-hoo. Was that too close? Yeah, that's too close. I can't flip that around there. If the first you fail, just fail again. That always helps. Yeah, I can't cut that curve that tight. So we'll do it this way. We'll run out here. And now I can make it. And just go smashing through there like gangbusters. And maybe we'll get lucky and there'll be a few salmon every so often out here. We'll just let it run. It doesn't make any sense to screw around with that. I'm gonna pause this for a second and see if someone's actually talking to me. No. Driftwood, again, hello. I have no idea who you are. Feel free to tell me. And, of course, feel free to follow, like, and subscribe. And I hope you enjoy what you're seeing. It's basically just chaos. This is low fishing route efficiency. Well, that sucks. You know what? Okay, then we'll just not screw around with salmon for now, because I don't think it actually makes a difference what fish you farm. So we'll just delete that route. And obviously, it would have been smart to delete that before I. Although it does have the advantage of being the only... No. I really do like those. We'll just let everyone else catch salmon as a bycatch. And I think there are actually, that's something I haven't even taken a look at, there are some new policies attached to the new DLC as well. Fishing license. Reduces happiness and increases crime. Giving out fishing licenses reduces... I can slightly understand the reduces happiness part. I have no idea why it would increase crime, though. But, yeah, one thing we always want to do, of course, is to... I think that's city planning. The promoting bicycles, or... Yeah, prefer parks, blah, blah... Yeah, we're not even that far yet. And they're still screaming for residential. So let's give them a little bit more. Yeah, put a shop right in there. Why not? Actually, that's not a bad idea. Although they're... Nah. Let's go for just residential out in here. Just finish up this block. What's the story on power anyway? Yeah, we may want to upgrade that. Oh, or we can 19 megawatts. Because I do actually prefer these also for the upkeep over coal power plants, because 2 of these are 40 megawatts ideally, and coal power plant is also what, 40 megawatts? but they cost less to keep them running. If you can hit 20 megawatt water. Okay, so that's our finances. Actually, we can pop in a third just to make sure. And then we can actually slowly start to wean ourselves off of coal power, which is always awesome because that, one, reduces traffic. You don't have to import coal. And yeah, what's not to like about green energy? So what's the story on this landfill? This is actually still surprisingly empty. Looks like the recycling center is doing a... Yeah, they're doing a reasonably good job as well. Okay. So garbage appears to be... that's fishing. Yeah, but it's still enough to slowly fill up the landfill. But to be honest, landfill usage is not really a problem because we do, of course, have the natural disasters DLC, and there's a very, very cheeky way to empty and refill a landfill or a cemetery if you're not averse to having a natural disaster for no specific reason other than you want it. These houses are very nice. The whole thing has a bit of a rural Japanese flair to it all of a sudden, and I honestly, I like it. Do I still have any building themes activated? I don't think I do. What? Bulldozers. Why? Abandoned? Why? Our worker education was too low. Oh yeah, that's right. I completely forgot that I wanted to build a high school at some point in time. And yeah, now would probably be a good time to do that. There. That's what happens when you go noobing through new content. You start to miss things like that. I was so concentrated on the fishing industry, I just completely forgot you need somebody who actually understands what a fish is. Although it was commercial that I have to bulldoze, it's probably someone who doesn't know how to use a tape measure. I'm sorry, sir. I can't tell you what size shoe you need. You need somewhere between a size 0 and a size 15. Well, can you help me try them on? I don't know how to tie them. But on the other hand, you do need uneducated people to keep your industry running, so there's that. As dumb as it sounds, you don't want your people to get too smart too fast, because then you bone yourself. Because then nobody runs your industry. Without industry, there's nothing for your commercial to sell, so they close, and then people start moving out. Trying to think of whether it doesn't really make sense to add like a bus or anything yet. I mean, come on, our traffic is at this point a joke, right? Yeah, 95%. I mean, come on, the worst intersection is this one, and I'm probably eventually gonna do a turnstile or something.
Don't you want
there.
money for nothing? Yeah, you do. What's the catch? There is one. Anyone who wants it can have it. You just have to
And I'm
ask
wagering
for
the
it.
only reason
Our
that's so
3-day
bad is
sleepaway
because the
camp is the perfect
industrial
place to
area is
strike it
right
rich.
there, and they're
Who are
actually
we?
coming
Well, we're
out
the #1 dream
of
makers
the
in the
industrial
region.
area
And
here.
you are a motivated, driven,
But at
confident
this
individual
point,
who has a
there's no
desire to
reason to
make it
change
big.
that.
Run! Don't walk! Get your heart rate above
Midterm,
120.
I'll
This
probably-
is exciting. This
in
offer
fact-
is just for you because you deserve it. come alone. So don't
What
wait.
we
The early bird
need
catches the worm,
is
and the worm is a
another
bus at
transfer
143
road
Industrial
over
Way
here.
that leaves at dawn. So grab Destiny by the horns. Go on, grab it. It's yours for the taking. Money for nothing.
I can do straight. I can absolutely do it straight
Deep
for that.
thoughts thought of the day is that you should leave that
And
down right where it
you know
is.
what? I will
Welcome
actually
to the Deep Focus
add
channel.
access road in here, and then what we'll do though is we'll turn that into a one-way road going in. So everybody else coming out is going to have to change their plans, but that should completely de-stress this, because you only have the people coming straight off to commercial. And they turn this into a one-way road eventually as well. Why would it... Let me think. Did I just pooch that? Not really, because it takes strain off of that road. And now they're at least... Yeah, and now they're at least going left and right away from each other, so that's actually not so bad. I wish I could set up turning lanes. I guess I'm gonna have to live without that, because we are still doing vanilla. Oh yeah, cemetery, that's one of those things that people eventually start to scream about. Yeah, dead bodies in their rooms. What have we got here? Child health and elder care, but nah, that's... Bring out your dead! That should be central enough for everybody. Got some crime over there, that should not be an issue for long. We do have cops somewhere, I think. I hope. Yeah. So where are we right now overall? We could use a bit more industry. And residential is of course always screaming, but we really don't want to fall into the trap of zoning lots of residential when there's lots of residential demand. Because again, that will serve no real purpose other than if we keep doing that to later, when we have a city of 100,000 or so, give us just death wave after death wave after death wave with thousands, literally tens of thousands, possibly tens of thousands of people dying off at the same time, and the city just goes from positive income to negative income for like a year, and it's not fun. So we're gonna try to avoid growing too fast. Take it slow. We've got all the time in the world. An hour or so today. A few hours tomorrow. A few hours a day after. Don't worry, this city will grow. I'm also trying not to fall into my own, I'm gonna say, personal trap, which is to try to create demand and get the city as big as humanly possible, as fast as humanly possible. I know that if I really, really want to, for whatever reason, and they're generally not good, I can pump a city out of the ground to 100,000 in a few hours. But yeah, that's why. Because I think that's what actually puts a lot of players into a, how should I say, they trap themselves into their own kind of rut of how a city needs to work and look from the beginning, just because they've kind of fixed this established playstyle. As I referenced later, there's another streamer, I forget his name. I don't watch streams that often except for Biffa, I will admit that. And he generally starts out with what he calls the battery, and that's like this it actually looks like a battery. And yeah, if what you want to do is create the most effective running city possible, then yeah, that's obviously a great way to do it, and there's absolutely nothing against that playstyle. Please don't understand me wrong. I'm not trying to trash anybody, especially not another established streamer. But my playstyle is just different. I just I freeball it, so to speak. I kind of, as dumb as it sounds, I kind of look at it as the way I try to look at it kind of from the perspective of an actual city planner. It's like, okay, we have this and this, we need this and this, ideally yesterday, we need all of this at the same time. Are we screwed? And especially when playing vanilla, when I'm playing with mods, yeah, then I can do insane things. I've built cities with 1 million people, and my PC completely tanks when I do that. And we're talking like 1 frame every 5 minutes. Well, not that bad, but it is still an 8350 FX with 32 gigs of RAM. It's okay for Cities Skylines and for reasonably large cities, but yeah, 1 million people is just, yeah, it's pointless. So I generally stop at like 250,000, because that's when the frame rate where it really starts to get noticeable with the slowdowns. So exactly, what were we doing before I went off onto that tangent? Yeah, exactly. And what I was basically trying to say is just you can see it here. There was no established plan before we started this. It was just, okay, what does the land give us? And like, for example, here, okay, I know there's ore here, so I'm basically, yeah, in fact, I can district that in now, just so I don't forget it. Oh yeah, that's a reasonably large ore industry even. Oh, there could be some money there. And again, eventually I probably will install mods, if nothing else, Traffic Manager, just because I'll probably at some point in time just get overwhelmed by the traffic and realize that I'm not the best vanilla player in the world. So there is a reason I normally use mods. But then again, playing vanilla does have advantages in the sense that you get back to the essence of the game. Like, for example, all of these bulldozed buildings, they're back up now. Normally, I would have had an auto bulldoze mod on. All of this would have just been torn down, rebuilt, and while that's a less stressful way to do it, so to speak, because it's just being taken care for you automatically. Same thing with like rebuild it and things like that. It takes away the possibility to get some information. Like, for example, I saw earlier, perfect example, we can do that here again. If this had been bulldozed, I would not be able to do this and see, there were no customers. No customers, obviously, that's not a problem I can solve with education. That's a problem I can solve with more residential area. So, what do? We zone a little bit more residential area, obviously, because we want to build this city anyway. What is... That's a lot of red. That's a lot of bad red. Probably not enough workers, I'm guessing. Yeah. So that is our cue that we now really do need to start doing a little bit more hardcore residential zoning. Whether we want to or not, simply because we need people to keep the factories running, we need people to buy the stuff that the factories are making. It's all basically, to a very large extent actually, just about balance. And of course thankfully, since we did manage to get over that very first almost catastrophic initial layout, we now have the money that we can start doing other things, like, for example, taking a quick check on our fish industry and seeing if there's anything else we can already put in. No? What will it cost us? We can put in a shellfish fishing harbor when we catch another... That's a lot of fish. That's a lot of fish. What do we need for the fish farm? We only need a larger population. Oh, that's obviously nice. Obviously, it all suffers from water pollution if you have water pollution, but exactly. What's the story on ground pollution? Because we are pumping all of our sewage right into there. Pollution. That's transport, crime. There it is. Okay, probably don't want to live here, but that was to be expected. As long as it doesn't get over here to our water intake, that's a non-issue. And eventually, of course, we're going to go for eco-friendly industries and things like that, so that's not going to be a long-term issue, that massive amount of ground pollution. At the very latest, when we eventually put in like the Eden Project and stuff like that, for just saying, okay, the city is done. Ah, that's right, wait a sec, we can already put in some monuments. Is there anything from the CCP that we... okay, the Eddie Kavango, Pinoa Street, things like that, we already know those. Anything from the Modern Japan yet? Not yet, but when we hit 4,200, we can take a look at some of them.
It's Super
Well,
Salmon Days down at
I
Fishburg.
won't actually
For
build them, but
limited time, bring in any fish and get a
temple,
chilled
a
salmon
downtown
entree
hotel?
free. You heard right. Bring in any fish and get a free chilled
Okay,
salmon entree.
drive-in
And I
Oriental
mean
restaurant.
any fish. Got a swordfish lying around?
This could
Bring
be
it
interesting.
in. Got a goldfish you're sick of feeding? Bring it in. Got a
And
fish that's been
Driftwood
sitting in the
Princess,
sun
again,
for a
I
few
still have
days?
no idea who
Bring
you are.
it
Please
in.
send me a
We'll
message
throw
if
it
you
in
want.
with the rest of 'em.
And thank you
We
for
do with
hosting
the
me.
fish is nobody's
And of
business
course,
but
thanks
ours.
for
Just enjoy
the
your salmon,
follow.
$8.99 with our famous stew. So, welcome on into Fish Brothers Seafood Themed Restaurant, where everything's a great catch, except the shrimp.
Fault Tech cameras. If
And
you want the best,
if anybody
you've
watching
gotta
this
go
has any
big.
ideas
That's
for
why
what to
our
do,
cameras are the biggest
either
on
for
the
this
market.
episode,
Our shutters
for the
the
next
loudest.
hour or so,
Our
or for
lenses,
future
the
episodes,
longest.
what
Cameras
do I
aren't
know? Maybe
paperweights. They're
maybe
tools.
somebody wants to
Tools
turn me
used
into
to
a second
create.
Biffa and
In
I need a
fact,
tea
the most
plantation
valuable
somewhere,
camera
or
is the one you can't afford to take outside. Fault Tech.
or I get all the
Only the
freaks
best.
and we wind up building amusement parks in the middle of a zoo or something like that. Throw ideas at me. I'm
It might come as a
open for
surprise to
anything.
some of you, but the title
This
of
channel
Deep
is
Thought
basically
wasn't
what you
simply
make it.
given to me.
Unless
I
you
had
make
to
it
earn
nothing, and then it's
Many
what
days
I
of
make it.
study and meditation lie
Which is
behind
what's happening
all the
now.
deep thoughts, and I claim the title with pride. It's tempting to attribute the
No,
success
I
of
don't
others to
want to
luck
fill that
or
in. In
inborn
fact,
talent, but in fact, every admirable achievement is backed by hours
you know
of
what?
practice
I'm
and
sorry that you
dedication.
actually bought
Don't
your house
assume
there,
that you're simply
but that was a
outclassed when you see
premature
the
purchase,
success
my
of your
friend.
peers. Take it as an inspiring reminder of what you will soon achieve. Always in your corner.
But I
This
will not
is
be
the
held
Deep Focus
responsible
channel.
for your real estate agent not knowing what the city had planned. I mean, yes, in his defense, the city doesn't know what the city has planned, but that's not our problem. That's yours. So, Walnut City Park is what this is now. We'll leave that as Walnut City Park, unless somebody has a better idea. So where are we? Parks. What went bong? Nothing should be going bong. Everything is... so, add items. Yeah. City Park, City Park, City Park, City Park. There. Yeah, I think for a big, massive entrance, this is a little bit on the small side. So, put the main gate there. Thank you. And this is going to be the part where I'm going to really hate not having the Move It mod. Oh, that's actually working reasonably well. You know what? I'll put the side gates up and save myself a little bit of headache. Space, of course the space is already occupied. That's what I'm trying to tear down, you dumbass. I guess I'll just have to live with that. Why is this not letting me build there? Ah, who cares? I want to come back this way anyway. Nice. That worked. That worked. Hey, this is... I'm getting the feeling I'm starting to notice some more of the core game improvements. Because I really hated snapping up park... I used to really hate snapping up park fences, but this is going reasonably well. No Move It mod, no anarchy. And normally this is... I would probably be tearing my hair out by now. But yeah, you've managed... I have no idea how they managed to keep their houses despite now being inside the park, but again, I'm really sorry that your real estate agent is, yeah, badly informed. This is a park now. Yep, that's not going to work quite that well. That's okay. Little diamond in there. That's reasonable. Put a nice plaza in the middle, maybe. Oh, I don't... Well, I don't have anarchy. I can disable snapping. So now we'll just add in some, like a main plaza. Which one was the main gate? That one was the main gate. So yeah, we'll just put that in right there. Put a nice cafe in there. Obviously, for the people coming out of the cafe, something like restrooms could be interesting. A little info stand. And then I think we'll just put up a few gazebos or something when it's done. And of course, we always want to set the parks to celebrate Not because we have to, just because I like fireworks. Let's see how that goes. And now we can, of course, replace some of that residential area that we lost. And theoretically, these people should now have a much, much nicer home, because, I mean, they do live next to a park now. It's not a big park, but I think that should work nicely. And now we'll just get rid of some of this residential demand. Now, you know what? Screw it. We'll just do it this way. What's the marquee tool there for if you never use it? Now you know what, just take the brush. Always trying to avoid using the brush, but for some reason I always end up using the brush. I think... Exactly, maybe we can get like a large park with trees or something like that up here. Will that fit? A little bit. Ah, what's this? This is a small park. Well, I can live with a small park. As long as they can live with a small park. Where's the kindergarten again? The elementary school? Exactly. Let's put that and a playground right next to them. I mean, we do like children. Well, some of us. Most of us, hopefully. What's going on up there? Not enough workers. That's probably their major malfunction as well. Yes. So... but residential demand has gone down, so I think we've more or less equalized for the time being. Let's see if we can't hit 5,000 or so in the next hour. If not, hey, doesn't matter. This isn't an esport. At least, not that I know of. Building is abandoned because there were no customers. What was that? What were they selling there? Well, yeah. Definitely coronavirus has not made its way to Fishburg yet, because I guarantee you no customers in a general store. If you have toilet paper, they'll come. Box factory abandoned. Let me guess. Toilet paper? Not enough workers. Okay. Could have been that all the trees were being used for something else. I mean, we only have one little medical center. Who knows how many people in this town have not been tested yet. So... that would actually be an idea for a future DLC. Or at least for a mod. Just... I'm not entirely sure how it would work. I have to be honest. When you think about it, it's actually more of an extension to the natural disasters than anything else. Okay, and this has now reached the point where it's become a problem. No, it hasn't. We still have 93% traffic flow, and yeah, the three guys that end up there, this is really not... I'm actually quite surprised that this is working so well. I guarantee that's not going to last long. When we hit like 10,000 people or so, this is just going to explode and gridlock for miles in every direction. I mean, come on, you've got a three-way highway coming into three two-lane roads. Theoretically, it could work if they weren't all two-way roads. But, and while I was saying this is going to be a problem, it just completely cleared up. Okay. Nice. Thanks for proving me wrong. That is something the games generally end up being pretty good at. So, what's the story on that park? Is anybody actually using it? Oh, yes, they are. High wealth teen tourist. Seriously, people come to this place for tourism. I get a feeling it's the fish market. No. Okay. Interesting. I mean, yeah, you always have tourists, of course, but it's just you look at a little city of this with 4,000 people. We don't even have a full industrial or commercial area yet. It's like, oh yeah, we got tourists. What? We have a huge tourism industry. So how far are we here? It's actually doing reasonably well. I would like to punch that up though a little bit and hope that the numbers don't go down. Although I get a feeling midterm they're going to be going up because of course we're going to be adding more things into that and it's going to be more attractive. Although this is never going to be a 5-star park. I mean, unless we knock out this road. Oh, Zerb. Make the cemetery part of the park. That's actually not half bad of an idea. I'll come back to that at a later point. But I like that idea actually. So anything else we can do right now? Okay, with that amount of residential demand, I guess you can move in. Here, knock yourselves out. No, not here. This I'd like to keep open still. Ugh, you know what? Take the whole block. Screw it. Bring your families. Bring your grandparents. Bring your kids. Bring money. What have we got here? Abandoned, no customers. Generally, they all still have the same problems, not enough customers, but again, we're letting new customers come in. Should I now zone everything? No, I still left that open. Good. Because again, I'm trying to pace myself a little bit so that I don't wind up with a city of 100,000 people where 20,000 people just suddenly die because oh yeah, I'm sorry, but a fourth of your population is seniors. Oh, by the way, seniors don't work either. Again, I personally have nothing against senior citizens, but in this game, can be an issue. In fact, now that we actually have enough money to make sure everybody has anything they could possibly want, this would actually be a good time to look at some things like elder care, improving some of our services, adding more power. So problem 1 solved. So, what's the story on water? Yes, now this is where we start to be glad that we look at things like this every so often for no particular reason other than to make sure that they're working. So, we will now increase our ground pollution up here a little bit. Can we do that up here? Yes, we can. Beautiful. Fish stick factory and a drainage plant right next to each other. in what world is that legal? In mine. So garbage. Landfill is slowly but surely filling up, so we'll add a second recycling center. In fact, we'll even go for a third. Although 3 next to each other is kind of pointless. What I'll do is I'll actually put that one up here. Recycle the fish guts. But this one we can leave over here on this side, yeah. Just gotta make sure, actually we'll leave it where it is because I don't want to get too close to residential with that. It does still pollute. Recycling is a wonderful thing, but it's still not the best smelling place to live next to. Exactly, those are the normal industries that we don't care about at this exact point in time. What was that? That's the waste disposal unit. We get that at 6,500. Okay, that's from the new content creators pack. That's going to be interesting to play with. And while we're getting to the new content, exactly, and things that are interesting to play with, let's look at our elder care. Because obviously another way to avoid death waves is to make sure people stay alive. So just in case anybody was unclear of the possible connection there. This has a massive area of effect, which is very nice. In fact, I think I'm just going to put that right here. Is that... Yeah, that'll work well. That'll work... no, I'll put it here. That gives us a little bit more coverage to expand in other directions. And the Child Health Center, that actually increases your birth rate. So that's probably something you're going to want basically right next to that so that you get the maximum area of effect. Obviously, I can't put it right next to it because I managed to build something stupid where there's no room for anything. But that's nice. That'll work beautifully. Do we need a medical helicopter depot? I don't think we even have a hospital that can take helicopters, so that really doesn't make much sense. Exactly. What's a story on fire? Make sure the industrial area doesn't burn down. Generally a good idea. If I put it up here, they're better there. If I put it down here, it'll be better for future expansion. You know what? Let future expansion be future expansion. Or a little bit more. In fact, I may actually need... You know what? I'm gonna go for 2. Police are generally a smaller issue. Can I get reasonable coverage on both? Yeah, you know what? We'll go here with 1, yeah. Okay. What the hell? Why is this freaking out here? That was unique. It's like the exact opposite of an anarchy problem. Ugh, screw it. So, and now high school, that's smack in the middle, that should work fine. Add a second elementary there. And here.
At Sternberger, our cars are more than just hunks of metal.
I've actually never built these schools, I just noticed.
Also composed of industrial plastics,
It's an
polymers,
achievement, I think, if I
We
build
also
all
know
3 of them.
it's
Maybe
what's in the
eventually I'll
car
do
that is
that.
more important than
So
the car
now we've got
itself.
an education.
And that's why it can also carry up to
Exactly, and then we get the
300
transport
kilograms of
options.
human,
We're
animal, or
not
consumer
interested
goods
in those
carbon.
right now.
The climate control device brings the air temperature to
Exactly,
22
we'll put
degrees Celsius.
small
It's our way of
playgrounds
making
next
our cars comfortable for the
to-
majority of mammal species. In fact, it is a perfect vessel for transport from short
Obviously,
to
it
medium
would have been a good
distances,
idea
and
to
we
remember
believe
where I
that the
put
price
those.
we are asking is a fair trade for the value transfer to the consumer.
There and there, exactly. Okay, that one has a park right next to it, and that one's right next to the main park. There's absolutely no point in putting anything right
Deep
next to
thoughts.
that.
Thought of the day is that you should leave that dial right where it is.
Well,
Welcome
just-
to the deep
exactly. Let's
focus
just put a
channel.
doggy park over in here. Actually, we'll do it here so that as few people as possible lose their homes. Yeah, and a Japanese tea garden over here, just kind of because we know we're going to expand over there anyway. I think we've got it set up reasonably well. Can let it run again. It's a story on these. It's a story on Zoidberg's factory. Okay, we need more fish. And I know just where to get it. Hehehe. There's no way I can build an access road there, is there? No, there isn't. We've got salmon up here, we've got the shellfish over here, we got an anchovy. There's a tuna harbor, shellfish. Where's the anchovy harbor? Oh, nice. That immediately will snap on there. That is cute. Thank you. That just made my life so much easier. Can we get this? I'd actually like to stay out of the salmon waters completely, although those are going to move anyway. But still, let's just... trawl around for anchovies up here. I think that should be more than enough. Assuming I can get him to make... It worked. I don't know why it worked, but it worked. So... Exactly. Now zip around, picking up anchovies, and tell me you get 100%, please. No, that wasn't right. That was the wrong button. I'm sorry. Walnut City Park is now level 2. Beautiful. They're gonna collide into each other the way this is going. And I did not... Nope, not enough space. Okay. Gotta extend that. It's the damn salmon that keep moving. It actually is. It's the stupid salmon that keep moving. So we're actually gonna... And because the salmon keep moving, we're actually going to just make them completely... overfish this area. Again, Zoidberg's anchovies mean no more anchovies for anyone. That should work. Please tell me that works. Now they get to around 91% or so. That's okay. I can live with that. We can change that at a later date. Move it around a bit. So, and now we have... Here we have abandons because... no customers. Yeah, I guess... we're gonna have to fill this up. We're not gonna get around it. May as well take that with it. It's still a nice little city. We're getting there. $4,000 people. What's the next milestone, and do I get high density? Don't get high density zoning next level. Thank you. The longer that stays away from me, the better. Because I'm as soon as I get high density zoning, it's like, oh, I need more people. Boom, high density. Boom, high density. And then, what happened to the suburbs? And, I mean, that's going to happen here eventually anyway, because this is nice. I didn't expect that. Maybe I should have looked when it happened, and then I would have expected it. So, but that's nice. A little bit more cash is always a good thing. But yeah, we're going to have to expand all of this just a little... there. Bit more. First, we're gonna... that's right. I'm gonna need... Okay, we're slowly but surely getting to the point where we might want to consider another tile. Not quite there yet, but... Really? This is your way of connecting these? It's because... Okay, it's because I still have the freeform road up. What? So... You know what? Exactly, we'll do it that way. A nice cul-de-sac in there. Yes, that'll fill up nicely. And it looks like the next residential expansion is ready. of course we need water. Actually, residential demand now is quite low. This would actually be a good time to go right in and zone a little bit more. In fact, I'll zone this one as well, then they can slowly expand into that. The need arises. You know what? We'll go completely nuts and actually do that here as well. The biggest problem with this suburb is the way I currently see it, that there's no clear path through. So like the people that are gonna start moving in back here, although they do have these two outside roads, so those are basically our arterial roads. And again, this is a suburb anyway, residential area. Although what we also could do to lighten up the cross traffic, obviously there's not much we can do there, but that we can definitely do. Just give people another way to get into the commercial area instead of forcing them all to come through here. Oh, and that immediately became a well-used connection. That's good, because that takes cars, again, off the road up here. Abandoned houses in the... What? Why? Taxes were too high. So at 13%, apparently every so often somebody will leave because the taxes are too high. Then I'll go down to 12% after all. I've always used 12%, and again, I heard a few weeks ago that you can also do 13. But this is exactly the reason I always only did 12. Because you don't want people leaving because taxes are too high. 13 is apparently the level where it's too high for some people, but most people will still take it, and I'd kind of like to keep it at the level where nobody says it's too expensive and it's just fine. Because I think that 1% revenue is not going to wind up tanking us. Especially since at this point we have a city that's working, it's growing, and it's actually earning money. We're not rich, but yeah, this is a city that you can start to work from. And that's basically the plan for tomorrow. What we're gonna do now, we're just gonna let Fishburg run a little bit, finish drinking our beer. I can't believe I actually needed 2.5 hours to drink a beer. Normally goes a lot faster, but that's a good thing. So what have we got now? We have a population that I'm going to assume is halfway happy. Entertainment level is reasonably okay, yeah. Oh yeah, happiness is very nice. Everybody overall is quite happy. That is beautiful. That's actually more than I would have expected. What's the traffic like? Still 94%. That's... I'm surprised, actually. Normally I don't get traffic this good and straight from the beginning. So maybe either A, I'm not quite as bad of a noob as I thought, or yeah, maybe I just actually started to learn something at some point in time. Or what's most likely is I just probably got really, really lucky and did something right. That's what I would generally expect. The traffic is reasonable. Ah, there is a fish finder. Yeah, and that's what I was talking about with the salmon. The salmon, they make these large movements. If you look at it, there are but up here in the rivers we could get them for sure. Yeah. So maybe put another anchovy plant out here and turn that into a salmon plant. The question is, can my trawlers even get up that river? That said, that would only really make sense if we purchase these 2 blocks and this 3rd then, so maybe we'll have to... There is a lot of salmon in the rivers, though. Again, that's something we'll probably take a bit closer look at tomorrow, maybe the day after. Right now it's running, and that's the important thing, and at least these in the front are also all running reasonably well. Fish stick factory, canned fish factory, I mean, or Zoidberg's gourmet anchovies, seems to be working fine. 8,000 units a week, 11 freight trucks in use. Those numbers look okay. The small warehouse is completely full, okay, even though it was set to balanced. 60 fish sold last week. Let's take a look at the income panel. What are we getting out of fish? Weekly income from industry areas and fishing industry? 2,000. That could be 1,400. 800. Okay, that obviously fluctuates up and down with catch. Upkeep cost is 1,300, so okay, overall that could be worse. We don't currently have public transportation. I generally tend to wait with that for a bit. Dude, be quiet. I generally tend to wait with public transportation a bit because it generally costs me more money than it actually earns. Which is actually normal. In a normal city, it generally costs the city more than they'll earn off of it. But yeah, you want to have a certain buffer before you start working with public transportation. And we are getting houses upgrading, so people are still moving. Oh, we've hit 5,500 already. That's awesome. What's the next milestone? Can we maybe hit that before the end of the stream? Another 1,000 people, 10 minutes could work. Let's see what happens. Here, get back to the music, exactly. And just watch our city grow a little bit. Where's the cinematic camera? I wish the cinematic camera would do more flyover. Exactly. Thank you. Just because the moving flyovers are just generally a better sign of things, but the problem is that you don't always get those over areas where it would actually make sense. Oh, this is a nice one. Thank you very much for this. I'll make a screenshot while we're at it. No, I won't, because I pushed the wrong button. Dumbass. Thank you. I think F12 was screenshot. 5,600 people. Let's accelerate that. Again, maybe we can hit the milestone before I have to close the stream for today. You finally get enough customers again and you're already screaming you want to build more shops. Commercial is, I have a feeling, very, very prone to overzoning. They love screaming, oh, we need more shops, we need more shops, we need more shops, and then, yeah, and now you have 10 million square feet of commercial zone, and why are there no new shops? Oh, nobody's buying anything, we don't have any customers. And you didn't think of that beforehand? No. So there's a certain amount of real life parallels there. A lot of people go into business before they think about why. In fact, let's just take a little ride along with someone coming in. Stop. Where are you going? In fact, going to M&H Clothing. Oh, that's wonderful. That's ideal. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to... there was always... There. That's the traffic coming in, yeah. So... that's going to become an issue. In fact, I can already see the issue. Let's just take that out and see what happens. Boom! Open the floodgates! But that's going to cause my commercial traffic to have issues. All that really did was move the problem down down an intersection. No. In the next stream, I think we're going to have to start working on some minor actual traffic fixes, like putting in a reasonable junction here. I'm thinking a roundabout in some way, shape, or form. They generally do just work super well, especially when you've got high volume that has to go in multiple directions. I mean, we're nowhere near me having to start building turbines, and I'd actually kind of like to avoid that. I mean, yeah, eventually I'm going to need souped up intersections. We're not going to get past it, but town of 6,000 people, nah, it doesn't need a souped up intersection. Not yet, anyway. Oh, you know what? This would be an awesome place for a park. Just a huge, massive park. That might not be a bad idea. But in case people are you're wondering why I'm not actively doing anything now, I'm winding down. I do have to go to work. I need to start getting ready for that in about 5 minutes. So I'm just in let's see what we've done mode. $10 million fishing boats. We've definitely caused the fish in this river to reconsider their life choices. Why did I go that way to breed? Why did I not go the other way? I mean, yeah, there's this part of me that wants to like end things with a bang and just put a meteor in somewhere, but I mean, come on. We're just getting started. The last thing we need is a meteor strike. And we did reach the 6,500. Now that is basically just an ideal point to say, okay, that's enough for today. But what we'll do on the way out is we'll tear down these shops. And just put some office buildings in here along the center. Just for shits and giggles. They're gonna get torn down probably next episode, but they're there. We hit the milestone. That's really nice. I did not necessarily expect that to happen in time. Let's see what these look like. Ah, that's right. Now we can actually take a look at some of the first. Are these all unique buildings? Yeah. They're all unique buildings. Oh my god. Yeah. That would be a little bit too much. They would all be a little bit too much. Oh, but I like this temple. And I don't like that we don't have power. Why don't we have power? So we're running out of wind turbines. I'll just put these up quick and dirty. Because I did not actually expect or want to still build anything today. Yeah, now we've got enough power, that problem solved. So now, what's with this temple? What does this look like? How big is this? That would be something that you might want to put here. We'll take a look at that tomorrow. But for now, I think we'll just let that wind farm take care of power. What's the story on water while we're already at it? I think we already upgraded. Yeah, water is that's electricity, you dumbass. Water can wait. Not forever, but definitely a few hours until I come back. So, I truly hope you have enjoyed this episode in the town of Fishburg. with the new Sunset Harbor and Modern Japan DLCs, though we haven't actually seen all that much of the Modern Japan, although I do think some of the normal architecture is actually updated. It may just be that I've changed something in my computer and haven't noticed it. But this is completely vanilla. There are no mods running. So, again, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Every little bit helps. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. This is Herb, signing off.